Hey guys, welcome back to the cabin. This week we have got, sorry about that. This week we are going to do a little bit of work around the cabin here and catch up on some things that need to be done. I was going to go ahead and start taking some of my trees down that are interfering with the solar. But today we have really high winds and it wouldn't be a good idea to cut any trees on a day like today. So instead, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and concentrate my efforts on the bathhouse. I need to finish some decking back in between the cabin and the bathhouse, and I still need to put the door on the bathhouse. So it's not much, but it's, you know, a matter of we're going to be getting snow later on tonight, and I don't have too many things that I can do in a short period of time, so I figured these things are both small little jobs that I can do to take up some time, and we'll get things going. So this is what I traditionally do when I get up here. I always have a fire and a wood burning stove ready to go, and so I just strike a lighter and get it rolling. And while this is heating up, I'm going to unload the truck, and once the truck is unloaded, we'll get to work. All right, here's where we left off, and you can see I don't have much decking. It's just one board that has to get installed yet. But inside the bathhouse, you know, obviously we haven't installed the door yet, so I'll have to go ahead and install that door. If you're looking to be, you know, to be educated as to how to properly install the door, this might not be the best video for you to watch. But if you see over the doorway, I've got this overhang, and that's going to protect me from the weather. So when I go ahead and I install this door today, like up here on the topper portion, I'm not going to be sealing it off with the tape and all that stuff. I'm simply just going to use some silicone like I have back there on the shower stall, and I'm going to seal it in with silicone and some shims, and I'll do the base of the door that same way. Like I said, the reason I'm doing it that way is simply because being that the roof is extended over the doorway, I'm not ever expecting to really get any water coming in from the top of the door. So, all right, I am going to go ahead and unload my new bandsaw, and we're going to go ahead and see if we can't get this door installed in that decking as well. All right, now don't laugh when you see the way that I'm going to use this bandsaw, but for me it's going to be the quickest, easiest way, and I've got a ton of future projects that I want to get ready to do here at the cabin, and most of those projects are going to require a bandsaw of some sort. So Vivor set me up with this bandsaw, and I'm going to use it for a job that typically you probably wouldn't use a bandsaw on, but for this application I think it's going to give me the most flexibility to be able to vary with my lines and be able to get the necessary cut that I need. If I needed a straight cut, I probably would use a skill saw or jigsaw or something like that, but this cut I'm going to have to kind of weasel around some knots that are in this weather treated lumber that I have. And so for that reason, I opted to go this way. I think it'd just be the quickest and easiest way. So I'm happy to say this is the second year in a row that Vivor Tools has decided to sponsor the channel. They've always put out high quality tools that are at a reasonable price. If you are interested in this bandsaw, I will leave a link in the video description. Perfect. So, like I said earlier, I know that's probably not the appropriate saw, but I've been using those for so long that I went ahead and was able to get this thing cut the first try. And I made it with gentle sweeping cuts, so I don't have to worry about kids getting slivers and pinching toes in there. And it just made it a really clean finish. So I'm going to go ahead and screw this board down, and then we'll get back to work. Alright guys, I am going to give you the shortened version of how I'm hanging this door, because my battery's about dead and it's not real hard, so I'm just going to keep it simple. I had the frame all perfect and leveled. I don't have my level by me right now. I think it's in the shower house. But in the last video when I worked on this, I was very particular about how I framed out the door, and I made sure that I left maybe about a 1/4 inch gap on all sides so that the door would just slide in. I slid my door into place. Everything's level. You can see already the door, when I go to close it, it just automatically shuts right away because everything's perfectly level. So the best advice I can give you is just make sure you take the time on rough to get everything level. And then simply what I've done is on the door hinges, which I have 3. I don't know this to be the right way because I'm a plumber, not a carpenter, but I went ahead and I removed the screw from each one of the hinges, and then I take a 3.5 inch screw and I screwed it right into the frame itself, and everything seemed to turn out perfect with that. With the inside of the door, let's go inside the shower house and I'll show you what I'm doing there. Alright, here we are on the inside of the shower house, and I'm just checking all the gaps to make sure that they're all pretty much the same and that I don't have any bulges or problems anywhere where it shouldn't be. So what I've been doing in past doors, and I'll probably follow suit with this door, is right where we have this weather stripping here. Hang on, I'm trying to set down my power station. I got the camera plugged into the power station, but right behind here I'm going to peel this back and I'll set some screws back into the rough framing, and then I'll also put some shims in there so that I don't draw that gap in any tighter. I want that gap to stay consistent all the way down. And so I'll actually screw it in 3 different spots, once at the top, once in the middle, and then once at the bottom. And then once it's all screwed into place with the shims in place, I'll break the shims off, and then that door is ready for insulation. And what I'll do is I'll put a non-expanding foam inside of those gaps, and that'll take up any type of air that might get blown through in the really windy times a day. So probably the easiest thing that I had on this job is installing this door. I basically just set it into place and set the screws in through the hinges, and then I'll do my 3 points where I set screws in on the door handle side, and we'll put some shims in there to make sure that all that gap that's in between the door frame and the rough wall stays consistent. So I'm gonna quick do that off camera because it is dropping quickly here. I'm kind of shocked. We were expecting it to be like 40, 50 degrees this weekend. And now the weather, I just heard my weather radio give off an alarm. They say that we're expecting anywhere from 1 to 8 inches of snow tonight. All right, and there you have it. The shims are in. I put shims right there at the top, and another shim in between the lock and deadbolt, or the door handle and deadbolt, and shims on the bottom. And then I don't usually screw through the shims, rather I screw right next to the shim. That way you don't split it. But the door's in, and this is weathered in now. I just got to run to the hardware store and get some handles that match the rest of the cabin, and this project is just about weathered in and ready to go. So I'm pretty happy. And what I mean by weathered in or whatever, you know, I still have to put my silicone around the door and all that good stuff. But I just say that loosely in regards to now in the springtime, you know, when mosquitoes and everything come out, we don't have to worry about any of that. And I'm excited to get that rolling. I want to get this thing insulated and get that shower going. And we've been showering way too long outside, and it'd be nice to have a place that gives us a little bit of privacy. So, all right, let's go see what else is going on here at the cabin. Oh boy, this is only getting worse. Holy cow, is it cold out. I just got back from Iron River, and we are getting hit with a bunch of snow. It's hard to believe how much snow we're getting dumped on. There is warnings out on the radio that we might get up to 8 inches of snow. So I think for this weekend I'm going to call it quits. I've got my door handles and stuff for the shower house, and that's all prepared. Next time I come up here, I can go ahead and do that stuff. Thank you guys so much for following the channel. If you notice, this year in this early spring, videos have been a little bit sparse, and the reason for that is I've opted to take all my on-call at work in the springtime. So like the month of April, I'm going to be on call every single week, so I won't be up in April. But once the year continues on, I think it's in May, and May I don't have any on-call from after the first week of May all the way straight through. So I'm excited to be able to get on call out of the way, so that as the summer progresses, I'll be able to concentrate more effort into putting out video footage. And we've got great big plans for the cabin this year. I might start clearing for the new cabin a little bit, and we'll see where it goes. But for this cabin, I'd love to get a few things completed before we get too involved with the next cabin. I want to go ahead and get gutters put on here. I want to get water collection for the shower house, and we'll show you how we're going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and set the shower base, get the whole interior of the shower house done. And then I'd like to do an off-grid style water waste disposal system for the shower and all that stuff. And I think I'll probably share that with you. But there's a lot of big projects that we have to do this year, and we've only got, you know, summer's only so long to do all those projects with. So, all right, before the snow gets here, I am going to go ahead and we'll hit the trail cameras. I'm interested in seeing if I have any footage of that big cat that was making noise at us last time we were up here at the cabin. And if not, hopefully it pushed on and moved out of the area, and hopefully we got some deer or turkey starting to come in. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you guys for your continued support. I appreciate all you do to keep the channel going. We'll catch you next time on Karl's Off the Grid.